Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are talking today about Spark404. So, this is a new revenue opportunity from AJ, who's part of EMP, Spark, L1 Dex, Cedo. I've said before, we're going to have to work with StreamYard on letting you make your name longer because I think we're getting close to the character limit.
I think you're
Um,
right. No doubt, James.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
always a pleasure to have AJ on, hear what he is up to. I've been in EMP since way back. And so just love the ecosystem and excited to hear the new stuff. One thing I appreciate about AJ, just kind word about him, is just how he's always building. Like he's never sitting on his hands. He's never just sitting back saying, well, I hope something works out. But he has learned to take life by the horns. And hey, if we're going to make something successful, we got to make it successful. So really appreciate that.
No doubt, James. Thank you, brother. It's always a pleasure. Again, this is we were just talking backstage. We've lost count of how many AMAs we've done. So, appreciate you always having me, brother. And yeah, a lot to talk about. I mean, we are in control of our own destiny by building and continuing to put out products that support the ecosystem. And that's what it's all about, bro.
Awesome. Well, hey, we're going to skip the introduction. If you don't know who AJ is, pick a random video of mine, and he's probably on there somewhere. So we're going to skip
Yeah.
introductions because he's been here. He was just here last week to talk about Cedo Swap a little bit. We're going to talk about Sparkswap and specifically the Spark 404s. So let's just jump right into it. Do you want to first tell us about Sparkswap? I think some of my audience, they might not have seen our last AMA that we did about Sparkswap.
For
So can you
sure.
tell us a little bit about Sparkswap first?
Yeah, absolutely, brother. So Sparkswap is depending on the day, and yeah, I appreciate you sharing your screen so I can walk you through it as we go. But depending on the day, we are anywhere from the number 2 to the number 4 overall decks on Pulse Chain. So love him or hate him, again, Richard Hart and Pulse Chain is a very polarizing topic. But that being said, you can't argue with the community that Richard Hart has built, and obviously there is a lot of community around Pulse Chain. We said all along that you can have the most amazing blockchain in the world, but if nobody uses it, it doesn't matter. So we're building on Pulse, and with that too, we have a bit of a first mover advantage on Pulse as well. So that's also really important because it allows us to get more market share by being, building the infrastructure that Pulse needs. So our crown jewel was our bridge. We have one of the only BNB to Pulse and Arbitrum to Pulse bridges. And the main Ethereum bridge on Pulse, it's very expensive and it takes up to an hour to get your funds. Our bridge completes within about 1 minute. So again, man, it's pretty bullish. We've had a lot of success with that. And we've continued to build amazing things on SparkSwap. We call ourselves the one-stop shop because literally between having a DEX, the yield farms, the bridge, the vaults again, which partnering with DEX Finance, we have some amazing auto compounding vaults. And then the perpetuals platform as well. That was our big announcement on the last AMA. So we have a fully fledged decentralized perps platform where you can long or short Bitcoin and ETH and soon to be other tokens, not only Pulse and Inc. and all the Richard Hart tokens, but we'll also be adding Sol and some other blue chips as well. So that's a high level overview. Obviously, today we're here to talk about Spark 404, but before we get into that, any other clarification on what we are, James? Go
Yeah,
ahead, man.
no, that sounds great. And want to talk about Spark 44. One quick question before we go. How has Pulse Chain been for you guys? Do you see pros or cons? Is it just another chain? Is it more about the ecosystem? What's been your experience with Pulse Chain so far?
Yeah, I love this question. So, honestly, again, even though everybody thinks Richard's a scammer and, a lot of these Hexicans, people that think Hex is a scam, I have to be totally honest that some of the most genuine KOLs or key opinion leaders or influencers, whatever you want to call them, some of the most genuine people are on Pulse Chain. So we've been welcomed with open arms. Again, it is very decentralized. You know, especially now that Richard Hart is fighting the SEC. There really isn't any major Pulse Foundation or head of Pulse. It's really decentralized amongst all of us, and that is also bullish. And again, there are some growing pains with some node issues. Sometimes you may have to refresh a few more times than you would like, or up your gas fees. But overall, it's a very fast and very cheap chain to operate on and build.
Okay, very good. I've been curious about that. I haven't honestly used Pulse Chain. I think the only time I've done anything with it was our last Spark
Yeah,
Swap video. That's the only,
yeah,
and
totally.
so love to
Yeah.
hear that and get some
Well, yeah,
feedback from
and
the
and
user.
there is a lot more building happening. Again, Pulse just celebrated its 1 year anniversary not too long ago, so it's still very, very new. And again, as the chain continues to grow, we have more and more builders and more projects to interact with. So, but yeah, the one of the things again today we're bringing is the 404, which again is a brand new technology in and of itself, and one of the very first 404s on Pulse Chain overall. So, first of all, I'll ask you a question, James. Are you familiar with what a 404 is?
I am since our last video with the Cedo 404s.
I love it, man. So yes, again, as James mentioned, another AMA we did was about Swap, which again is the same thing, only on Manta Network, which we are also behind and have built. And Manta 404s were literally the first 404 in all of crypto to include reflections. And now we're bringing the same concept to Sparkswap. So, in a nutshell, a 404 is a combination of an ERC20 token that we all are used to, or a fungible token, and a ERC 721 non-fungible token, or NFT, that we all are used to. So a 404 combines both of those. It's an ERC 404 standard, and we call it semi-fungible because if you have one full token, you will have one NFT, and if you have 5 tokens, 10 tokens, you'll have 5 NFTs, 10 NFTs, and so on and so on. But if you sell one of your tokens, it will remove that corresponding NFT from your wallet. And so, why this is so unique and bullish, in my opinion, is that it adds liquidity to NFTs. So, again, the number one issue with NFTs is you have to pray that somebody buys it at a higher price than you bought it for, or even if you want to sell it, you may have to sell it at a loss. But even that, there may not be a buyer. So you really are in trouble when that happens. So with a 404, you can always sell your token into the liquidity pool and essentially get liquid, whether you're at a profit or not. And that is a major, major benefit to what we see with traditional NFTs. So, does that make sense, James, on what a
Yeah.
404 is before we get into some other cool stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the best of both worlds for having fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens kind of combined. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%, man. So, and again, everything that we do, we never fork a product. We always have to add our secret sauce. So we are the first 404 now, again, and Cedo 404s to add reflections to the 404. So, uh, a lot of you may be familiar with maybe SafeMoon or other popular tax tokens where, there's a small buy and sell and transfer tax, and then those taxes reward all the token holders in that same token that they're holding. So again, you're rewarded financially for holding the token. Well, that same concept we've applied to the 404. So not only are you able to sell at will through that liquidity pair I just was talking about, but if you have a full NFT, then you actually get reflect rewards. Um, Up to 3 times a day. So again, all the volume that the token does, those taxes go to a reward contract, and then depending on the rarity of your NFT, you get a portion of all the rewards for the day, which again is really cool because not only is that a potential income stream for you, but you can actually let your rewards accumulate and then earn another 404 NFT again by earning more of those tokens. So it's a really great way to continue to try to get more and more rare NFTs without actually having to buy more NFTs. So it's super unique. Again, we only launched a few days ago. The launch price was right around this price, so all of you are getting in at a great deal still. It is a brand new technology, so there has been a bit of a learning curve. Um, but we're doing AMAs like this to get the word out, and really they look really cool too. So if you go to the marketplace, James, we can look at them up in the upper right. Yep, there you go. And collection, perfect. So here they are, the Sparkies. We call them Sparkies, and the little robot guys and girls. The not only now do we have a 404 NFT, but we have built our own NFT marketplace as well because again, this technology is so new that a lot of NFT marketplaces on Pulse and on crypto in general, they don't support the 404 standard. So if they don't have it, then we build it ourselves. And so that's what we did here as well. And this will be an additional revenue stream for Sparkswap and those that are staked inside of Sparkler. So yeah, man, there they are, and they're all 10,100% unique NFTs.
Okay, awesome. I love this. A couple questions that I have.
For
First
sure.
off, can you talk about how the buying these benefits the whole Spark Swap ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is another really, really cool, again, economic change that we made. So rather than having the Spark 404 token be liquidity paired with Spark itself, we have decided to add BSpark, and BSpark stands for Burned Spark. And this is something that we learned in the Manta ecosystem, where by doing this, it does two things. It allows you to burn Spark, which will reduce our emissions and actually make Spark deflationary in the short term. And when you take profit in the NFT, you don't actually add selling pressure to the Spark token. Again, it's a separate liquidity with BSpark. And so if you go to the homepage real quick again, James, and you go down a little bit, there you go, man. So we have burned 3.3 million Spark in the last week alone, right there in the middle. You can see, and that is all from these 404s. So not only are they an additional revenue stream for you, again, if you collect them, and then the marketplace is beneficial as a product of ours, but it's also been extremely beneficial to the Spark token because we have burned about 12% of the entire supply in 1 week. So again, man, it's very beneficial all the way around, and it's been a lot of fun to see, how this NFT affects our ecosystem.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so just so everybody's aware, how yield farming usually works is when you're paid out in the native token. A lot of times there's not much to do with that token other than just sell it. And so what happens is rewards end up going down, down, down because everybody's getting their yield farming rewards and they're just selling the token. But now you can actually burn the token to get one of these NFTs. So that will keep every token that's burned is a token that's not sold. And so that will keep the value of that up, which will keep these farms and these vaults profitable going forward.
Yeah,
Um,
great explanation, James. And yeah, we again we saw in that spike in price of Spark because of all the burning. And burning is very, very powerful, especially with an inflationary token like Spark. But it's even more powerful when you buy and burn. So we had a lot of people buying Spark, and even the smart contract in the background, if you buy the Spark 404 directly on our exchange, it is going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's a little easier for those that might be confused. But under the hood, it will buy and burn the equivalent spark when you do it that way. So yeah, if you want to buy one, I guess we can talk about that real quick. Well, first right here, like you said, yep, you can burn your Spark right there, and you will get B Spark 1 to 1 for your burn Spark. So again, I'm gonna drop some alpha too, James. But there is a bit of a, I know, bro, you love the alpha, right? So right now, B Spark is actually a bit lower in value than Spark itself. So again, if you're a savvy trader, you can actually just buy B Spark through our exchange at a bit of a discount and get the NFTs therefore at a bit of a discount as well. So again, everything is handled through our exchange. If you go up to the top and go to trade, um, it'll show you BSpark as an option. So you would just use Pulse or Spark or whatever you have to buy BSpark. Yep, and then yep, right there. And then again, then once you have BSpark, yep, perfect. So that you theoretically could buy it with any asset. And then once you have the B Spark, you would buy the Spark 404. So again, it's one more extra step, but it's an arbitrage opportunity for all of you that want to buy it. And again, over time, as more and more people buy, yep, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see Spark 404. Up one, yep, there you go. So you again, remember, you're buying the token, you're not actually minting an NFT because when you buy the token, it will then show you what NFT you have. So, and you can see what NFT it is on the Spark404 page or on the marketplace under your dashboard. So yeah, it would show up right below that. And then again, every 24 hours, you would claim your rewards on this page as well. So
Okay, very cool. One question I had, I was looking through the docs earlier today. I do that. I look through the docs.
amazing. That's a
Um,
rarity, James. I don't
yeah,
know,
I
man.
know
You
it
don't
really
just ape
is.
in, right? Everybody
That's how
just apes.
you.
Yeah.
Well, I love new technology, and so I was really fascinated. So I was just reading up on the 404s and stuff.
For
But
sure.
I saw the re-roll feature. Do you want to talk about that? That's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So again, there is a lot to cover with the 404. We'll do our best to get to all of it today. But as you said, as much as people don't like to read the docs, I encourage all of you to read the docs because this is very, very unique. So yeah, the re-rolling is really cool. So typically on in a 404 standard, uh, people figured out how to essentially gamify or even exploit the original 404 contract. And this was to do something called re-rolling, where you would buy essentially 0.1% or a very small token amount to go over your full token. Because remember, when you have a full token, that's when you get the NFT. And then vice versa, they would sell zero point 0.1 to go right below a full token. And what this did was um, it would allow you to go through and cycle out all the rare NFTs. So again, if you're going above and below that one whole number, you can get a chance of getting a rare NFT as fast as you can hit the button. So we actually coded a much better option in our tech where the LPs again, because it's not, you're not actually minting the NFT. The NFTs are already minted. They're all inside of that LP pool, and so it will pull your uh, your LP, and that is how you get again a random NFT. Now it is based on the volume, so there is a possibility that if you're doing that uh, trick that I just mentioned, you will actually get the same NFT that you tried to sell. And we do that on purpose so that people aren't able to exploit. However, if you buy more than one whole token at a time, then you will be getting a new NFT from the pool. And again, another alpha alert. The best way to get a rare NFT is through the reflection rewards. So again, the more that you have, the more potential rewards that you get, and then those rewards would potentially give you a rare NFT.
Okay, one of the things I love about new technology, especially in the crypto space, is just the different ways people find to
Yes,
exploit it.
man.
And
They do. They come out of the woodwork, bro. Yeah, if there's a way, somebody will find it. So we have, and again, that goes to our team as well because we've done a lot of due diligence to make sure that we can't be exploited for sure.
Yeah, nope, love it. Could you talk a little bit? So again, my audience is primarily watching, hey, how can we make money? So can you explain how should somebody think about what kind of return they're going to get? I know you can't say, oh, it's
For sure.
70% APR or anything like that, but how should somebody just think about that? Like, what kind of return am I going to get? How should they think through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, as with any NFTs, even though this is an actual financial NFT that produces yield, the NFT space is very speculative. And so again, I would say this is only a part of our ecosystem, and never to just go all in on one particular part of the ecosystem. But that being said, there's a lot of really cool ways to profit. So to your point, if you're earning Spark. Rather than selling your Spark outright, you can obviously stake it in our Sparkler contract to earn a percentage of the protocol fees, or you could burn that Spark and actually get an NFT by having the B Spark. And then vice versa, maybe you buy the NFT outright on the marketplace. You can collect more rare NFTs and then actually you know sell a portion of your reflect rewards as a passive income. So, and all the while, the NFT could go up in value as well. Again, we just launched. Again, we are right around the initial price, but you have to understand that it's an accumulation game, so to speak. And down the road, we absolutely are looking at other utilities for the NFTs. So not only are you getting reflection rewards, but we may even be able to offer reduced bridge fees or reduced perpetuals fees just by holding the NFT. So there's a lot of future use case and utility that we can add. And then, yeah, you may be able to flip the more rare NFTs as well. Yeah, I know some of the gold NFTs. So we have a whole rarity chart on our white paper, but the gold NFT is the most rare out of all of them and there's about 16 different types of robots as well. Yep, perfect. There it is. So, and as you can see, James, depending on the type and the rarity, you get a bonus on the amount of reflection rewards that you receive. So, there would be again a way to essentially try your luck at getting a rare NFT and then being able to flip that on the market for 2, 3, 4, 5x of what the market value is. So there's about 10 different ways to make money. It's all dependent on how you want to be involved. And one more thing too, with the rarities, if you are able to collect all 24, so even though it says 16 right there, some of those are doubles, so 2 and 6, yeah, right there. So if you collect all 24, which means all of the different types and all the different colors pink, bronze, silver, and gold. You actually are opened up to a secret staking contract as well. Nobody's been able to unlock it yet, but if you get all 24, you will get additional airdrops for having the entire set. So again, man, it is meant to be fun as well, like Pokemon. You gotta collect them all, man. So
Gotta catch them all. Yeah, no, I love the way that you always gamify things and you always give good names. And I'm such an engineer in my thinking. Like, I would just name these something stupid that nobody would ever want. And
yeah,
so I love that you do that.
oh man, right on, James. Thank you, bro. Yeah, we are Sparkies. They're we call them Sparky, and they are the perfect mix of cute and badass. So there you go. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So with the Cedo Swap 404s, there was like different NFTs for different parts, like for the vaults. And are you doing that same thing, or is that not something you're doing with the Spark Swap ones?
Yeah, that's a really great question, brother. So, yeah, to your point, again, definitely go watch James's video. Did a killer standalone video. So, but yeah, typically on Cedo, depending on what NFT you have, it will give you a different revenue stream. But we had already developed Sparkler on Sparkswap. And Sparkler is a much more simplified version where all of the revenue stream goes to the stakers inside of Sparkler. So, yeah, there you go. Thank you, brother. So, those that aren't familiar, all the protocol fees, again, yeah, depending on how long you stake, you get even a bigger bonus. But you can just literally stake your Spark in here from 1 day up to 10 years. And if you stake all 10 years, that is essentially burning the token in the short term, and you get the most bonus for doing that. But again, that is real yield. So none of the inflation, none of the Ponzonomics that we see in other platforms. You're getting a portion of all the fees the DEX itself generates, both from trading, the bridge, perpetuals, and the marketplace now as well. So again, it's been really successful. And that alone, again, we talked about burning earlier. Well, another thing people don't realize, about half of all the spark in existence, not even including the burn spark, is locked up in Sparkler right now. And the majority of that is for 10 years. So again, man, the circulating supply of Spark is only about 12 million, which is really, really low, even for an inflationary token.
Okay, love that. One of the things I've been trying to do here recently is for people who are newer, explaining some of the jargon. So one
Yes,
one
brother,
word that you
no doubt.
used, that I would like. What are reflections? Can you explain that?
Yeah, no doubt. So a reflection is a reward that is given to you based on the taxes that the token has. So in other words, for us, it's a 7% um, buy and a 7% sell tax. So again, that's 15% round trip. So again, if you bought $1,000 worth of the token, there would be $150. Again, just to simplify it, in taxes. And then though that $150 is then reflected, that's why we call it reflect. It's reflected to all the other NFT holders that have an NFT. I don't know.
Okay,
Did that was
good.
that a good explanation? I don't know.
Yes, that was a
All right,
great
all right,
explanation. That's why you're
all
the
right.
you're the pro.
Right on,
Love
James.
that.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are reflections NFT for different parts? I kind of went through most of my questions. What's on the roadmap? So, what's on the future for Sparkswap people who, if they're jumping into an ecosystem, they kind of like to know, hey, what's coming up? What does the future look like? If you fast forward, 2 years, what does this look like, and where's this kind of going?
Yeah, brother. So again, man, you hit the nail on the head at the beginning of the AMA. We never quit, man. We are building nonstop. Again, even today we had a developer meeting this morning on what's coming next. So we meet at least 2 times a week. Now that we've merged with Dex Finance on the developer side, we have about 30 devs now working for the entire ecosystem. So it allows us to build a lot faster as well. But to answer your question, and we've been teasing this a little bit in our own community, but the ultimate goal is that we move away from the inflation altogether, and SparkSwap will then become a V3 DEX, where there is no more yield token, so to speak, and you are rewarded in actual volume fees from providing liquidity. So it will again reduce that part a little bit from Sparkler, but once we get away from the inflation, that means that the Spark token itself would could massively go up because it's then a fixed supply, and then part of the rewards from the protocol will also actually buy and burn Spark. So once we make that full transition to a V3 model, again, it could get very interesting on the token price itself, and therefore those that have been building the positions in Sparkler, um, they'll never be able to get that much ownership at that low of a price because if Spark goes up in price, you're paying a lot more to get that particular ownership in Sparkler. So it should have an amazing effect on the ecosystem, and it's something that we've talked about from day one. It's just happening a little sooner than we had hoped, actually. So, yeah, that's going to be the next big rollout. And then we have many other NFTs as well. Now that we have our own NFT platform, we will be adding additional NFT partners as well. So that's exciting. Again, I know you may not like this word drip, but yeah, we are adding an NFT later this week from the original drip community that have branched out on their own and are doing a real yield NFT called Drippy Inu. So that will be the next NFT on the marketplace as well.
Interesting. Yeah, you gave me a little bit of PTSD there.
Yeah, I really
So
want to. Exactly, I'm gonna give you cold chills. But
yeah,
yeah,
thanks a lot for that, AJ.
yeah, no
Uh,
worries, bro.
so amazing. Well, this is awesome. Before I go to calls to action, do you feel like we covered everything? Is there anything else as part of the Spark 404 that you'd like to cover before I kind of go over
Yeah, man.
recap and calls to action?
Yeah, so again, that really is the update on Spark. Again, we're always building. We always recommend, not financial advice, but definitely try to build a position in the farms first, because then you're always earning Spark, and that Spark can be used in any part of the ecosystem that you want. And I did want to highlight the SDI farm really quick. It's on the next line down on the left. That is a pure, yep, right there, brother. That is a pure stablecoin farm paying massive APR. So again, that is some of the best yield in all of crypto for a stable token. And SDI is our Spark DAI token that we use on our bridge, but it is fully collateralized with actual DAI. So again, essentially zero impermanent loss and a amazing yield and a safe asset on the platform. So that, and then one more thing too, really quick, just to go over the perpetuals. You have one more day to go to our perpetuals and place a trade and share your winning trade. We will be closing it at the end of the month, um, but we're running a competition right now for all the successful trades. You're eligible for a $500 airdrop based on the most engagement on those posts. So yeah, man, that's it in a nutshell. I'm happy to answer a few more questions, or we can wrap it up. So, but yeah.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, what AJ's talking about is a good strategy. Again, not financial advice. Maybe I shouldn't say a good strategy. A potential strategy
Yes, there you go.
is you can get into the farms. So again, this is you providing liquidity to people who want to swap these assets, and then you're getting paid for doing that. He highlighted this SDI to DAI one because these are both stable coins. So anytime you get into any of these other ones, there's potential for impermanent loss. Basically, if you get into this Ethereum DAI farm and the price of Ethereum goes up 2x tomorrow, let's say an Ethereum ETF comes out and Ethereum boosts up. If you're in the liquidity pool for Ethereum DAI, you're not going to get that full benefit as if you were just holding the token. So that's called impermanent loss. But when you're doing a stable coin to a stable coin, collateralized stable coin to a collateralized stable coin, there's no risk of impermanent loss. In fact, it's this is one of the few things I would say is low risk. Is a
100%.
stable to stable yield farm, and it's paying out 56% right now in Spark tokens. So if you're wanting to get Spark, you can just go buy it. You can just go exchange, get over to the Pulse chain and you can exchange. You can use the bridge to get stuff over to Pulse chain if you're not familiar with it and you don't know quite how to do it.
Yeah,
And then,
real quick, James, you're doing an amazing job, but I want to highlight this really quick because
yeah,
it's really important for new users. So, yeah, to James' point, this bridge is also a cross-chain swap. So I know a lot of you are on BSC, so you would choose to start from BSC. Yeah, it takes a minute to load. Well, your wallet's not connected, so it won't. But you'll go from BSC. You'll choose DAI or any asset from the BSC side. There you go, James. I'll try to. There you go. I'll give you a minute. So yeah, DAI. We recommend DAI because that's the most liquidity. And then if you choose Pulse to SDAI, that is the most liquid. But if you're brand new to Pulse, you need Pulse Gas. So you can choose to receive Pulse. There you go, brother. Perfect. So now not only is it a bridge, but it's also a cross-chain swap. And you don't have to ask your buddy for some gas tokens and then feel bad when you don't pay him back. So
Yeah, that happens to everybody though. So don't feel too bad. But yeah,
yeah,
inevitably people are going to swap over to, like you said, SDI to get into the farm, and then
for
I
sure.
need just a little bit. You don't need much pulse; it's pretty cheap, but you will need at least a little bit just for gas fees.
Yep, no doubt. If you have again $10 in gas, we'll be fine. And I know Rabby and MetaMask now offer you some gas options, but you're literally paying like 10% to get that gas. So this is much cheaper to do it this way. So yeah, man. And again, just remember that SDI is the most liquid. So if you are getting a high price impact, trying to move more than $1,000 at a time, you may just have to break it up into multiple transactions. So,
Okay, gotcha. So if you're wanting to get into Spark 404, the two ways you can do it, you can buy some Spark or buy some B Spark. You can buy some Spark, burn it, and get some B Spark. But AJ gave us alpha that B Spark's on sale right now.
yes,
So
sir.
you might just want to buy some B Spark. Then you can, once you get the B Spark, you're good to go, right? That's all you have to do.
Yep, 100%. So again, just like you did any other trade, yep, trade, exchange, and then yep, you would use Pulse or Spark or ETH or DAI, anything we have, buy the B Spark. Once you have B Spark, then just go from B Spark to the Spark 404. And then yeah, that's how you can buy it at a discount. Or again, you could just pick Pulse to 404 directly, and everything will be done under the hood for you, but you will be paying a little bit more in fees. So
Okay, very good. And you can see I have some gas, so I've done a little bit on Pulse, not
yeah, a
much,
little
but
bit.
I've
There
done a
you
little
go.
bit.
Hey, that's better than most, brother. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a great overview. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No, you're
James.
good.
You're
Hey,
doing great, bro. Yeah.
hey, thanks, man. So you can get in directly, or another strategy is get in the farms, and then you'll get Spark as part of that, and then you can use that Spark to get into the 404. So that's really the two ways to get into this. I think there's definitely, AJ mentioned this, but first mover advantage. So Pulse Chain is not one of the biggest chains right now, but Sparkswap is, like he said, one of the top three exchanges on Pulse Chain. So if
Yep.
Pulse Chain grows, which Richard Hart, he has got a cult following, and I could see it growing over time. Then it's very good to be in early. Imagine if you were in early on Uniswap or something like that. You had some fees that you were getting from Uniswap. That would be amazing to have gotten in early on that. And that's kind of the one of the opportunities we have here. So
Yeah, no doubt, James. To put that in perspective again, we're doing about $1 million a day in volume. I think Uniswap and PancakeSwap do about a $500 million a day in volume. So again, there's a lot of upside potential. And one last thing too, brother, I don't want to keep us too long, but I did forget something I forgot to mention. Not only are you able to get the 404 through buying it like we just showed, but you can buy it right on the marketplace too. And I just wanted to mention with that reroll mechanism, if you do transfer your token or try to buy and sell your token, be very careful because if you have a rare one, you want to make sure you lock your rare one. And the only way to do that at the moment, we'll have an actual locking contract on the marketplace. But for right now, you just list your NFT that you want to keep on the marketplace for like 100 million pulse or whatever you would want to sell it for. Um, and not only does that lock your rare NFT, but you still get reflection rewards doing it that way. So again, you're not really missing out either. And then just instead of claiming the reflection rewards, once your NFT sells or when you delist your NFT, then you get the rewards that you were due. So sorry about that, James. One more final info there at the end. So yeah.
no, no problem at all. And if people have more questions, as always, Discord, Telegram, I'll leave all those links here. But again, this is one of those communities where they love answering questions. So hop in. If you're confused, you're like, I don't know how to do an exchange, I'm nervous about this, hop into Discord. Somebody will walk you through it step by step. You can ask any questions. If you're short on gas, somebody will probably give you a .1 pulse in gas
Totally.
if you need
Yeah,
it. So
man. We have a great community. 100%. They're always willing to help. Yeah.
yep, amazing. Well, we will go ahead and wrap up there. Another cool opportunity. This one's been really cool for me, education wise.
For sure.
Again, you got new technology with these 404s. I think we'll probably see more of these around. And it's just cool. People are so smart.
Yeah,
Um,
man, I love it, James. I agree 100%. I mean, again, the original 404 tech was put out by a company on Ethereum called Pandora. And again, man, it's only been a few months, so we're always innovating in the space. Other developers that are creating amazing things. Then we add our own secret sauce, and then we get a whole new thing. So yeah, it's really cool to be part of that. And crypto moves so fast that
yes.
who knows what the next standard will be. So yeah, man, we're excited.
Awesome. Well, hey, audience, you guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys. Please hit like on your way out. Go check out Sparkswap. And AJ, as always, it's a pleasure. God bless you and keep building. And I'm sure we'll have you on here before too long to talk about something else. So,
Yep, no doubt, James. Again, brother, God bless you as well. Thank you for everything. You've been a major supporter, and we're gonna be here for the long run. We have we've proven that with our actions, and yeah, man, I think we're gonna be back in a few more weeks about EMP fusion. So stay tuned for that. Again, those that know, they know. So fusion will be the next big thing. So
okay, awesome. Looking forward to it. So, thank you, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.